Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the day 3 of the 5 days of wonders in our one week celebration of our 1 year anniversary of the altar of answered prayers. Wow, that sounded like a mouthful. It was a lot of 1 week and 1 year. Yes. So yesterday, hey, I mean, for the first time in history, we crossed 1,000 plus people actively connected online. This is a dream come true. It was just yesterday we were talking about how we crossed 100 as a church and it looked so great to us just a year ago, and we crossed 200, 300, and we just skyrocketed into a thousands. And this is really marvelous. Because I was telling someone this morning that we've never actually even had the active attendance of even 700, 800, or 900. We just moved all the way to 1,000. I'd like to thank God so much. Dear man of God. Wow. So first of all, I'd like to thank my man of God, Pastor Stephen, for this wonderful opportunity, the management of the church, all our church coordinators, and my very own church coordinator, Margaret Ma, and my self-ministry director, Sir Jeffrey. So today being a day 3, we have an amazing array of testimonies coming your way, and stay tuned as the media team delivers the best to us now. Thank you.
My testimony. So earlier last year, I had my period, and then I was bleeding continuously for more than a week, and I was very heavy. So I decided to go to the hospital to check what's happening. So upon several tests, I was diagnosed of hormonal imbalance. So this caused me to have like irregular periods, irregular menstruations, and then I could miss like for a period of like 4 months. And when it comes, I bleed for continuously like a month, and it's heavy bleeding. So I was losing blood. I was always dizzy. I was always not in good shape. So I remember last year December, I had a very bad episode, and I was put on bed arrest, and I was taking Abedu. I don't know if you guys know, it's that green thing that gives blood. And I was on Totima like 2 vials 2 times a day before my blood levels could just rise just a little bit. So when we began this year, I missed my period for 3 months. I was like, oh my God, this bleeding is going to be serious. The time that it will come there, I'll really bleed, and I was so worried. So on 3 days of great grace, Pastor gave a word. It was like, there's somebody on the call. He's missed a period for the past 3 months. And that the doctor says it's hormonal imbalance. Let it be terminated. Upon the Kreto Shabanda Kataya, Riba Sonda Kata. For the past 3 months, there's a lady on the call. For the past 3 months, you've not seen your menses. For the past 3 months, you've not seen your menses. You were told you have hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance. That is what I see. Hormonal imbalance. I don't care what hormone. I announce right now, if God is here, I announce Rakatenomosa. Let it be terminated. Let it be terminated. The hormonal imbalance is affecting your menstrual cycle. The hormonal imbalance is affecting many things about your health as a female. It has been terminated. It has been terminated. It has been terminated. Receive it of the Lord. I was like, hey, how the pastor know that, like the exact month and the exact like diagnosis that was giving me? So I was very, very expectant. So that same week on that Sunday, we had a praise service in church. As we were praising God, I just felt like something was oozing out of me. So I'm like, oh, let me just go down and go and check. When I went, I was in my period. I was like, oh my God, hey, Pastor Stephen is a serious man of God. Like, he just gave the word, and he didn't even take up to like 3 or 4 days, and the period came. And the most amazing part is that when it came, it lasted for just 1 week. I was not put on any drug, like, and it was coming regularly. Like, I was not bleeding so much, it was coming regularly. And since then, I've had my period continuously every single month. And it can't for just 5 days. Even yesterday, I went to the hospital. I was not feeling well. I was thinking, oh, what's happening? And then they did a full blood count. And then when they did the full blood count, the doctor was like, oh, your blood levels are low. You should tell me the value at 11.7. Hey, I was shocked because my blood level is always 5, 6, 7. Like now it's 11.7. Hey, I'm a man of God. Like he's an amazing man of God. If you actually follow and stick to the altar, you will share your testimony. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity. I would like to thank the man of God, Pastor Stephen, for bringing altar of answered prayers. That has been a solution to so many people's sicknesses, issues, and other things. And I'm one of those people. So I was having this colloid at the back of my head, something like a razor, but it's more bigger than a razor at the back of my head. And it's been there for a year. Let's see, 2023, around February, March that it came. So on one of the prayers, one of the prayers in the week, Pastor mentioned we're praying and I connected. Just the time I connected, just after some few minutes, Pastor mentioned that there's someone on the call. You have something at the back of your, something like a, a razor at the back of your head. And he mentioned that it's disappearing, it's terminated in the name of Jesus.
There's something at the back of your head. It looks like a razor bomb, but it is very big. It is a tumor. It is a tumor at the back of your head. I'm seeing you right now. Let that evil, let it disappear in 36 hours. Receive it right now. Receive it right now. Receive it right now.
And I received the wonderful part is just when I connected as a team. So it's like the timing was just there. God just orchestrated it and made it easy for me to just receive it. And at the point where Pastor mentioned it, one thing I'll say is the thing has been there for a year. Not I've not treated it too, but I mostly try to use my hand. You see, at times when I say I cut it, people will not understand. At times there is something on your nail that you know that is painful. You are removing it. It will not take you instant to just remove it. It will just be there for some time. You are removing it small. Maybe the next day you try small. You try. It will be painful, but it's like it's painful. It's sweet. That kind of thing. So that's how it used to be as member. And when I remove it, it comes bigger than it used to be. It comes bigger than it used to be. So this time when Pastor mentioned the word, when Pastor mentioned it and gave the word, I felt that something was coming out, like something like it was becoming flat and some small liquid. It's not that big, so this liquid was just something small coming out from it. I was so happy. So at that point I sent a confirmation. Then Ibo asked me to send a picture to confirm, because mostly when people see the picture they get convicted about the things of God. But it was in the night, so I couldn't take a clear picture. And already the thing was already going out. I didn't know how to take a clear picture of it. But I had something small and I sent it to him. And as you can see till now, let's say it's been 4 months now. Almost 4 months now. It's almost 4 months now. And there's nothing there. The thing has disappeared. Yes, please. So I would like to thank the church. I would like to thank the leaders of the church. I would like to thank the man of God for bringing also an altar of answered prayers. That's really helped us so much. And I would like to say when we connect, we should be very attentive to what the pastor is saying, and also you should be intentional about what you are praying about, and also invite someone to connect, because it has transformed your life. You can also get someone to connect to also transform another person's life. So I would like to say very thank you to the church, because 1 year, imagine putting on, like I so kept my hand there to the extent that when I go to work, one of the workers in the lab realized that this boy has been beating his hand there all the time, and it even made the place like as in bare, like a bowed place. But when the wind came and the thing disappeared, the hair has grown back. It's back again. Thank you very much for this great opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor Sir, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, my senior cell leader, Vanessa Ma, and my cell leader, Isabella Ma. God bless all of you so much. So I'm making this video testimony to tell you how God healed my sister, my younger sister, Philippa. And I'm so grateful to God that I came to higher life. Like, it's one of the best and the wisest decisions I've ever taken. Okay, so let me go straight forward to why I'm making this video testimony. So my younger sister got sick. It was that serious. She was so aggressive. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't eat. She couldn't bath. And if you get close to her, she would scratch you. She would bite you. Like, she was so aggressive, very violent. In fact, the third day we were taking her to the hospital, like, two men, not just two men, like two strong men had to tie her and put her in the car before we could take her to the hospital. It was that serious. Anytime I call home, like, it's like anytime you take her and bring her back, it gets worse than before. So when I call them, they're like, hey, it's getting out of hands. Now she's seeing dead people, and that's then she's mentioning something, like some strange things, like anything she says doesn't make sense. She's literally getting mad. Hey, I didn't know how to go about the whole thing. Like, it was just too much for me. My family, they had already, like, I think they had given up. Like, they didn't know what to do. Anytime I called them, like, it was just that serious. So anytime after speaking to them, I'll just go to the Out of Answered Prayers Telegram page, and I'll be praying, and the recorded audio of operational obituary, I'll just be playing it and replaying it and replaying it.
Lift up your two hands. I announce right now, if you will not doubt this word, let me put it like this, brother. At this point, if I leave you to your fate, you may suffer consequences. Even if you do not have faith, my faith will work for you in this. At the sound of your amen, I announce over you and your family, over you and your loved ones, Zamaniata, at the sound of your amen, I announce right now, you will not die. Your family will not die. You will not die. Your loved ones will not die. Receive it of the Lord. Receive it of the Lord.
And like, during that time of prayer, I was moved to give an amount that begins with the figure 7. So when I checked my Momo, it was 643, was it up to 700 cedis? So I kept sending 70 cedis. When I call and I hear any bad thing, I'll send 70 cedis. Then I'll send 70 cedis. I realized that, hey, the people who will give me money are paying for hospital bills. I can't frustrate them again by asking them to send me money. So well, as a Thursday that I heard that it was just getting serious and that she's seeing dead people and all that. So on Saturday, when I checked my mom, it was 100 and something, and I started sending 70 to this. When I hear any bad thing, I'll send 70 to this. Then to the church Momo number. Fast forward, on Sunday, by the grace of God, I was able to see Pastor. And then I spoke to Pastor. I told him all that is happening to my sister. The first thing Pastor said was, it's a spiritual attack. It's demonic. And like, it's lights work. I'm like, hey, Pastor, like, my sister is literally getting mad. She's seeing dead people. Like, Pastor said, it's lights work. I'm like, yes, Pastor, like, pastors were, and like, not like what Pastor said, that I became so happy. Then he gave me a special handkerchief. That one day I became so excited because I had heard some handkerchief testimony, so I was so excited. Then I took the handkerchief. So Monday, myself and some other relatives, we went to see my younger sister. She was at Cape Coast because she attends Agri Memorial. So when it happened, they took her to the closest hospital. So she was at Agri Memorial. She was at the hospital, and then we went to see her. So when I got there, I told Pastor that Pastor, we are at the hospital, and said that I should I should put a handkerchief on her and pray. Somebody they had injected. When I kept the handkerchief on her and prayed, she opened her eyes. In fact, in 24 hours in a day, she has to sleep like 20 or 22 hours because anytime she's awake, the doctors, like, she keeps biting and scratching the doctors and doing a whole lot of things. So they are always injecting her so that she's asleep, then they can pass the medicine through the drip into her veins or something, into her body. So anytime she's asleep, when I got there, I kept the handkerchief on her, I prayed for her. Somebody was supposed to wake up in the evening, open her eyes. Hey! My sisters, they knew how violent it was. When she opened her eyes, they were all at the back, and I was in front of her, and I gave my phone to her. And I opened Pastor's pictures. Then she started swiping. I'm like, eh. Then she was like, I want to take the phone from her. She was like, my papa no phone is subium. When I gave it to her, then she keeps swiping. And I just knew that there was some power radiating from the phone into her. So I didn't decline anytime she requested for pastor's picture. Then she mentioned my name. Hey! Then she mentioned my sister-in-law's name. Then she mentioned my sister's name. We were all so excited. Like, the nurses were so amazed. We were all so happy. She was so stable. Then pastor sent a voice note of prayer like 35 seconds. So not like long prayer, 35 seconds. Pastor said if she gets water and put it on her, like, pray over it with the prayer, and then she's going to be perfected permanently. When I did that, I gave the water to her. She drank it. Then she became very, very stable. Somebody who had not eaten for 6 days. My sister brought rice with soup. She ate it. They brought watermelon. She ate everything. They brought even she requested for Zappy. She ate everything, like everything. Hey, we were so happy. We were all so like excited in the hospital. The nurses, the patients, everybody was so happy. Then before we came, they had tested her malaria, and they said the malaria count was a parasite spermicrosis or something like that. Something that is not supposed to even exceed 500. Because if it exceeds 500, like, it means it will be one or no. Hers was like 80,000. That evening, that Monday, that pastor told me what to do, like pray, put the handkerchief on her and pray. That evening, when they tested that Monday, it was 10,000. Fast forward, we came back to Accra on Monday, and on Thursday I was there. My sister called me that they are discharging my sister, that they said there's no malaria in her, that 10,000 is now 0.0 malaria in her sister. Like, what? Like, we were so excited. Hey, from 80,000 to 10,000 now, there's no malaria. In fact, when my sister said when the doctor was discharging, said that I don't want to believe this, but if this is what the test says, because like how they couldn't just understand, like, hey, God has been good. We are so grateful to God. Like, hey, and Philippa, do you have something to say?
Okay, so I want to thank God for my life, first of all, and thank God for giving us this powerful man of God, Pastor Stephen. May God richly bless you for the voice note of prayer he sent to us at the hospital. In fact, it was played on any medication that I took at the hospital and every food that I ate at the hospital. I can boldly say that it is because of God and you that I am alive today. And thank you to Higher Life Church. Bye.
Bye.
Please don't know how to express my gratitude to the Almighty don't know how to express my gratitude to the Almighty God, the God of our life. God bless you so much, Pastor Stephen. Yes, so I always remember I came to share my amazing testimony, recovering from cerebral malaria. Indeed, God has done it for me again. Yes, so over 16 years, I've been completely deaf from my left ear, and then growing up, I wanted to learn very hard, very hard, so that I travel outside and then go and fix it so I can hear from both sides of my ear. Yes, and then I'm a quiz girl, a student of agri memorial. So in the quiz room, when our quiz master is reading questions, at not as if I can't answer the question or like reply very fast, but I can't hear the figures and the words he's saying, so I find it difficult to participate in the quiz room. And then even in the classroom that they taking notes, as I will have to copy from my friends because I can't tell what the teacher is saying, and then nobody knew about it, like on campus, that I was having a problem with my left ear and I wasn't hearing properly. So yes, my sister told me about limitless camp on campus, and then she asked me to come home to go for the camp. So I came home, and then we came for the camp, and pastor asked us that if we know that you have a problem in like on any part of your body, or we know that you are sick, just put your hands there and then he's going to pray for us. So I placed my hand on my left ear and I was praying, and then pastor was praying for us, and I was shouting that I receive it, and I took it to myself because I wanted this healing. And then when we came home, my sister was playing the recorded audio of the limitless camp. God bless you so much, Sister Queen Star. Oh, like I'm so happy that she came to join her life church. So she was playing the recorded audio, and then just walking in the room up and down, like just like that. And she placed the phone on my left, and I was like, for phone it's so like she should put the phone there, then I'll try whether I can hear what pastor is saying properly. So she did it, and then I closed my left and my right ear, and then I was hearing it, and I was like, hey. Then she was like, hey, so what's in your pastor? Can I please? I can hear what pastor is saying. So she wanted to be sure if I was saying the truth. So I picked a piece of paper and I packed papers in my ears, and we blocked my right ear from hearing. And she played the phone on my left ear again. And then she was doing, and I was saying, she was like, I should say what pastor is saying. And I was repeating what pastor said. And I was surprised. So she even went to put her phone down, and she was like, hey, she herself was like, if she's thinking I'm not telling the truth, she should put her hand and block my right ear again. And she was speaking, she was like, what is my name? I was like, Philippa. Like, how would I mind? I was like, I'm 17. She was back going forth just like that. And then we came to the hall again, and I was like, hey, then she should read. I was learning, so I was like, she should read the questions I wrote and ask me questions, just in case I go to the quiz room again and my quiz master asked me questions, and like I can hear it from afar. So she turned her back and she was reading the question. She was not even close to me. Oh. Not like how when the bedroom she was close my ears, whispering my. So she was far from me, and I blocked my ears again. She was reading the questions, and I could hear it. I was like, wow. I was just surprised, and then tears started flowing from my eyes because I thought it was never going to work. So I just placed my mind that I'll make sure that I hear from my right ear. But look at me today! I can hear from both ears, and then I know that God will make it permanently. This healing is permanent. Like I don't know what to say. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That's why I couldn't wait to just share this testimony.
Yes. Wow. I mean, that last testimony from Philippa, like, she's so energetic and full of power and faith. You see, hearing a testimony from her, now I can hear from that left ear. It's like, oh, let's give a round of applause for the Lord. God has been amazing. The miracles, signs, and wonders we've seen on a daily basis is tremendous. Even last night, when Pastor gave the word about someone here, your knee, you need something to support. Hey, I'm just waiting for the other confirmations and testimonies from the other declarations that came forth, because yesterday was so powerful, was so was so was so energizing. Yes, but today I have the privilege of hosting some amazing people with me, Yes, here we have with us the cell leader for Courage Cell. Yes. Say Henry, how you doing?
Please, I'm doing well, sir.
Very good to see you, sir. We also have Queen Stammer with us. Yes. So today we'll be going into their personal testimonies, and it's going to be amazing because the these two people were on our screens a few minutes ago, and they're about to share with us their personal accounts of these testimonies, how it was before, during, as the word came, and after. So, Sir Henry, talk to us. We saw you giving that wonderful testimony. Now, right now, we can see that you've cut you. Yeah, you're giving a fade. It's yes. Talk to us.
All right. I would like to thank Pastor for this great opportunity and my senior cell leader, Sir Gabi, for this opportunity. So, one of the 9 to 10 prayers, I was about to connect, but I decided to just call some friends and other people to connect. So
Yes.
it took much time. Some of my invitees, and that time I was a Bible class study teacher. So some of my members were delaying me, so I have to call them and try to connect. So I connected late, around almost 20 minutes to end.
Okay.
Then when I connected, Pastor mentioned a case that there is someone on the call. You are having something at the back of your head. It looks like a razor, but it's a little bigger than a razor. Then when he said it, I was like, wow. Because I was having it at the back of my head.
Yes.
And I've been trying to remove it. Like you try to take it away.
Yes, I remember. I think one time an explanation from you said you used to scratch it off, and Charlie, me, I thought you were bold though, cause the way you tried to use physical means to remove it and things. You used to see, I think you mentioned how you removed it yourself and realized that it grew back again. Yes. So please continue.
So most times I use my hand, or other times I use let's see, something sharp.
Hey.
So
I call you
it's
not
not
surgeon though. Full surgeon. You're already
it's not one
operating
day.
yourself.
You try it for some time, maybe you cut a part, then you keep doing it small. But the thing is, when you take it off, it comes a bit bigger than it used to be.
Wow.
So that when Pastor mentioned it, I was at the hall at my aunt's place, and I noticed it became small. Like it was becoming small. The fluid was coming out of it.
Wait. So you mean that when you joined the prayer in the last 20 minutes, like you said,
Yes.
and Pastor gave away that there's someone on the call, you have something like a razor bump, but it's bigger than it.
Yes, sir.
And he just gave the weight like that. The minute he gave the weight, it began reducing.
Yes.
And something like a fluid started coming out.
Yes.
So it's like the weight had punctured it.
Yes, exactly. So when it happened that way, I texted Sir Ibot, and he said I should take a video, a picture of it.
Yes.
At that point, it was gone down. So, and the light at the hall, there wasn't that clear.
You should have called me, because I would have loved to shout with you. Like, hey, Pastor just gave the weight, then it just starts reducing. Or you see, some people sleep and they wake up and it's gone. On the spot. Hey.
God is amazing.
Isn't that me? I like shouting, I don't know how to contain the energy. Hey.
God is amazing. God is
Please
amazing.
continue.
So when it happened, so the next day, I took a picture and I took a video to, and I sent it to Sir Ibot. And the amazing part is, you see, when it happened to me, it was there for more than a year.
Hey.
When it happened to me, and most times you see me putting my hand there, trying to take it off. So the place became bare. As in, there wasn't hair at that place. So you can see the region at that place.
And you mean after the pastor had given the word and he left?
No.
Like before?
Before.
Okay.
So the region there was bare.
Okay.
And you could see the thing outside.
So you mean where it was, hair didn't grow around that side?
Myself, I was trying to so I was moving the hair. And all
Okay.
So most times when I go to work, there's one of the lady at the lab, they'll be like, why is my hand always at that place? So she noticed that the place was bare, and she was like, I should put medicine on it to go and all those things. But because Pastor gave the word, it came down, and as you can see, the hair has come back.
Yes.
And also I've been able to cut my hair. And because of that, I wasn't cutting my hair. My hair was grown.
Wow. So you hid it in an afro.
Yes, please.
Because I think you also, one of the other details you mentioned was that you said Ibo would actually take a picture of it, but then I think your room was dark.
Yes.
So your mind was that you take a picture the subsequent day, the following morning,
The
and
following
send
morning-
it that, oh, this is your proof of faith that before it was like this. Then you're waiting now for it to disappear. But by the time you woke up in the morning, there was no evidence of the after. It was only there was no evidence of the before, just the after. It had disappeared.
Yes, please. But you can still see the mark at that place.
Yes. It's not so visible again.
Yes, it's not
Co-
so visible again.
Because the day it disappeared, it left a big dense day. Then you could see that all around there was hair, but just that side there was no
There
hair.
wasn't hair. But right now the hair is back. So it's another testimony.
Hey! Oh, it's serious. Let's celebrate Jesus. Wow. Because the fact that pastor could speak a word and in moments in time it could disappear. Because people can have this for several months to years. And you can start a treat. You see, the funny thing about this is that you may start treatment. It will look like it's going and to bounce back. Because if he says he has tried to remove it himself, meaning that the thing is coming from, it has a source. You understand? So you just removing the external of it does not solve the source. You understand? I have to really go and check more on like keloids and those kind of tumors and things. Because the thing is that it didn't just happen.
Yes, sir.
And the fact that it happens again means that there's something inside that is triggering it. So if you do something on the outside,
If you cut it,
exactly,
it will grow back.
exactly.
That's it.
Or even if you try and treat it, it may reduce. So, but if you don't solve the root problem,
It will be back
it's
again.
back again.
Yes.
But pastor give the weight. It went down to the root of the matter and cuts it down
Yes,
in the moments and seconds. And I found that the thing best. It reminds me of the lady with the keloid around her waist. You get it. And the way keloids are, because of the lining of the skin that encompasses the fluid trapped inside there, you can't say you want to cut it. At least you're saying you had the privilege of even experimenting to cut it or even moving it yourself. But hers, you can't try that because the moment you try, it is blood first before you can even get your fluid. So the best you can do is leave it there. You understand?
Yes.
Or if some people tell you apply some things there, then to reduce. But we all know that nobody likes gambling with things. And for her to be in a call on the prayer, then pastor gives a weight. Then the thing best. Like
time I connected, just at the time I connected, that's when pastor give the word. And you see, when pastor give a word about you like that, your prayers, like you are done with it. That's it. Like I was done because, and I didn't even write it as my expectation because I was tired of it. So when pastor gave the word, I was like, wow, I'm done. I was just at the hall. I was happy. Like I was like, nah, this thing is gone. So I kept my hand there, and I noticed the fluid that when I'm cutting it comes out. It was coming out.
Let's celebrate Jesus. Wow.
God is amazing.
Wow. The power of God through the airwaves. It reaches. Where do you stay? Where were you living?
At Adenta.
So the power of God traveled all the way from where we are to Adenta and terminated it.
Very
oh my
serious.
God. Oh my God.
God is amazing.
God is truly amazing. Let's hear from Queen Star. Queen Star, ma, your testimony is we need to give you time to write a memoir, a book. Like you need an encyclopedia to fill us with your testimonies. Like wow. So you talk to us from the cerebral malaria. God has been good to your family.
Yes, sir. So yes, like the video was shared. In fact, when my sister got sick, I didn't know that there would be a way out, honestly, because
So you thought she was gone?
I didn't know that there was going to be a way out because the kind of things I was hearing that
You know the funny thing is that you see when you said it like that, I could relate. You see when you see a family member in some certain situations that you've never seen them in, and that look like that and looks like and stay there, it's very hard for you to believe they can come back because you used to see them calm and cool walking, and all of a sudden a sudden switch happens. Then it's like you've seen a totally different person. It's more like you've seen like a corpse there, and I can really understand you saying how it would be very hard for you to believe that something can change. Because this was one person that you saw before walking around all calm and cool. Oh, Philippa, how you doing then? Oh, how is school? Then today she's wrestling with you, telling you that she has lost her mind. She has seen your late dad. Oh, wow, wow. Continue. I don't want to steal the testimony from you.
Yeah, so in fact, as I was praying, I nearly lost hope because the kind of things I was hearing, she's seeing my late dad and her kidneys are like they are failing and all that.
Yes. I can imagine you getting that report. Like, hey, it will just be waterfalls of tears. So, Henry, what do you think? It will just be tears because.
Certainly, I said, in fact, the day I was sent to Pastor, yeah, I spoke to Pastor.
Yes.
I was crying that day.
Oh yeah, remember we're at Tenko.
Yes.
At that point, your faith is finished.
Because I can imagine you being very young like this, then your sister even being way younger, and they give her a report that your kidneys are failing. Like, I mean, at that point, then you don't even know what do you like. The prayer you are just thinking, which kind of prayer?
Under 18 years, how can her
your
fail?
kidneys are failed? Like, oh God.
I didn't know what to do. Say, I was so confused. In fact, that Sunday morning, I had heard some bad news before coming to church. So I was crying on my when I got to church too. I tried to participate, but then still the thing was getting to me. Then later, by the grace of God, I was able to see Pastor, and Pastor gave me his handkerchief after hearing what was happening to her. Then on Monday, I went to where she was.
But we hold up here. When Pastor gave his handkerchief, and did he say something?
Yes, the very first thing he said was, it's a spiritual attack. It's demonic. So it's light work. I shouldn't worry. When I heard that,
Light work.
Celebrate. This is serious. Pastor says light work.
light work. When I heard it, I started like I just cleaned my eyes. I didn't want to be worried again because I've had some handkerchief testimony. When the person was dead and came back to life, so I knew that it was solved. Like it was already solved. So I just took it and then I went back. I even waited for evening service. Like upon here, like I would have just said I'm going home and all that. But then because I knew it was solved, I just waited for evening service. And after evening service, I went, and then on Monday, some relatives and they called me that they wanted to go and see my sister. So we went to Cape Coast. So from Accra straight to Cape Coast. And then when we got there, the doctors came to talk to us, and this is what is happening. They gave us the rundown and everything. I just knew that, so it has already been solved. So I was just listening, and then when they left, I told Pastor, and then Pastor told me what to do. So I went, and then I went to keep the handkerchief on her. And then Pastor was like, I should pray for her shortly. So when I kept on her, I prayed for her shortly. So when I did that, in fact, the prayer, I prayed my heart out because I knew that this one there, last chance. So I prayed, hey. And then after ending the prayer, she opened her eyes.
Yeesh.
Wow.
Meanwhile, this person has been injected to she's been injected to wake up late in the evening because anytime they inject her, she wakes up like after 22 hours or 20 hours. Because when she's awake, she's very like aggressive. Yes. So anytime they inject her to make sure that she doesn't fight and struggle with the nurses. So when she opened her eyes, our own siblings, so they were far away from her. They were far away from her. I was the only one standing close to her. Because of the confidence and I had, so I knew that she wouldn't do anything.
Composure.
100% steals, yeah.
And she opened her eyes, she looked at me, and then she was just looking at me like that, and then I just gave her my phone. So when I gave her my phone, I had some of Pastor's pictures on it, and then I started showing them to her. She was swiping, and she would look at me. It's like she's trying to recognize me, trying to remember. That time she had lost her mind, so she couldn't mention any of us, our names. She couldn't, even if she mentioned it, she would just switch, like mention somebody's name, like call you another person's name, yeah. So she was just looking at me, and then she said, Sister Queensta. Hey, can you see that? Wow. We were just so excited. We were all jubilated. Then my sister was like, she has not eaten, no, so let's see if she can take something. So we gave her, there was food already, so we gave her watermelon. She ate everything. Wow. For 6 good days, she has not eaten, no, she ate everything. After that, there was rice and soup. We gave it to her. She ate.
Wow.
We were all shocked. So after that, we were just waiting. She requested for Tuesday.
Hey.
Hey. Oliver
So-
Twist asked for more.
Yeah, so she
Meanwhile-
did appetizer. And she's moving to 2 main meals. Amazing. Hey.
Meanwhile, before that, when we are giving her food, she wouldn't take it. She wouldn't even eat. Like all she does is to just struggle,
Yes.
push and all that. So right after the prayer and everything, and I gave her they fed her. She ate and we're excited. She just came back, trying to mention the other people their names.
Yes.
And then she mentioned my sister-in-law's name, and then she was able to recognize my nieces too. We're all very excited. Like,
But I'm curious because your family didn't they ask you any question like Queensta, like where did you pass? Where from this power? Because before you were all just crying, wondering what will happen to her, what's the next stage. Then all of a sudden you walk in and you're like, you put a face down and you pray for her and everything changes. Like, didn't they ask you questions?
they did.
And what did you tell them?
I told them that I'm coming. When I went to church on Sunday, my
Yes.
pastor gave me a handkerchief. And
Wow.
yes, they asked me. So when I did that, and then not so long, the doctors came, and then I think they came to test. I don't know how they did it, but
Yes,
they came
yes.
to test for her
Ran-
kidneys.
yes.
They ran a test on her
Yes.
kidneys. So that time when we were waiting, they came back and they said her kidneys are normal. With the
Sorry,
report.
this is serious. It's serious.
That's
The
very
same
big.
kidneys that we're feeling.
Yes.
Wait. Do you know that the funny thing is that the cerebral malaria could have been reversed, but the effect on the kidneys could still have been there, that the kidneys will still stay in that state.
Yes.
But then the power of God so transcended from just the cerebral malaria. It made the dementia go. It also made the failing kidneys to be healed. Hey!
She gained her memory back.
Yes. And I even heard that the malaria parasite count had come down.
Yes.
Like, because when many people get malaria, the best they see is they lose appetite, they get fever,
Yes.
you get this, maybe some sweating or something. But your sister went to the extreme ends of it. You get it. And in our few minutes, I'd like for you to mention briefly her testimony of her ear that was blocked, her left ear. That's been blocked for 16 years. I think she shouted and said 17 years.
So, for her ears,
Yes.
since like my mommy gave birth to her,
Yes.
she had never heard from that
So
ear.
for her, she's used to not hearing from that
Yes.
ear.
From
Yes.
childbirth.
Yes, and to her, like she became so used to it that.
Oh yeah, you'll be
she-
used to it. Because if it's from birth, yeah, you'll be used to it.
And she'll be standing in front of you, be talking to her, she'll be watching you.
Mm.
It's not that she's not hearing you or she doesn't want to do what you're asking her to do, but she's not hearing unless you talk very loud, very very loud, or she'll just be watching.
I'm sure when you talk very loud, then she's hearing it with the right ear.
Yes.
So like, if you stand by her on the left, she wouldn't hear. So like, exactly.
And the saddest thing is, if she's chewing,
Mm.
let's say if she's chewing maybe something hard or something, she can't hear from the right ear. So if she's chewing and you're talking to her, she will not be able to hear.
Hey.
When she's chewing, both ears cannot hear.
Can't hear. But then
Wait. This is serious. When she's chewing, so it's like basically when she's eating, it's like she's deaf. Hey, yeah, things there. Oh. So you have to wait for her to finish eating before you can talk for her to listen.
yes, so if let's say it's something liquid or something, that one fine.
Yeah, yes, oh yes, because
But
she just
then
swallow
if
it
she-
down.
Yes, but then if it's solid, anything solid, she'll find it very difficult, or she can't hear at all.
I said,
From the
this one,
right
I've not heard of it. This one, this one is. I didn't know there was this one that was part of it.
I didn't hear this in the testimony too.
It was that serious. So yes, after I told her about the in fact, I told her very late.
Yes.
Yes, because I didn't. Since she was in school, I didn't plan on. Yes, so I told her late, and then she was like, "Oh, she wants to come." I said, "Okay, then try and see if you can get an exit."
Okay.
I said, "Okay."
So she took permission from school to
Yes.
come for the camp. Oh, wow, that's a bold step. I want us to fast forward to the part where Pastor gave the word about those who had any pain or infirmity, and she put her hand, because she mentioned in the video that she put her hand on her left ear. Yes.
So as at that time, I wasn't so close to her. So later, I went to check and I asked her, "Did she do it?" She said, "Yes." She kept her hand on the left ear and she
Yes.
was praying. I said, "Okay." So I left her again. I went to pray. So after that, we had forgotten about it because Like we.
So you mean after the prayer came in, she didn't even test it to see if it was working. You guys
Yeah.
just left it.
Yes, please.
Wow. So after that,
Yeah. After that, we came home, and then I was playing the recorded audio. So she came, and then we were just we at home. So
Yes.
she came and she came to hold my hands, and then I kept the phone closer to her. So when I kept it closer, I didn't even know that it was her left ear that was at that direction. So I just kept it closer to her ear, and then she was like, "Hey, ask them to the pastor canoe." I'm like,
hey, after 16 years, after 16 years of the
bed,
ear
from
being
bed,
blocked,
from bed.
16 good years.
I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, then let's test it." Then I told her, "Okay, so tell me what pastor is saying." She mentioned every single thing.
Hey!
Like,
Wow, 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 wow. That's all time we'll have us to share with you today.
Wow.
Today has been an amazing session of the third day of the 3 days of wonders in our 1 year celebration of the altar of answered prayers. I'd like to thank you all for connecting. I'd like to thank my man of God for this wonderful opportunity and my panelists. See you again tomorrow. And stay tuned for the 9 to 10 prayer.